Prepare your fields for rain. There's this movie I watched a lot growing up called Facing the Giants, and it's about this high school football coach who his life is kind of in shambles, so to speak. The team that he's coaching is failing. Him and his wife are having problems in their marriage. They've been unable to conceive a child, and he's kind of just down in the dumps, depressed. Throughout the movie, he eventually grows his relationship with God. Things get better. It's a really good movie. You should watch it. There's this one scene in the movie where he's in his office working, and this man walks into his office and approaches him unannounced, and he says this. I wrote this down so that I don't mess it up. He said, Revelations chapter 3 says, we serve a God that opens doors that no one can shut, and he shuts doors that no one can open. He says, behold, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know you have little strength, yet you have kept my word and not denied my name. And then he just walks out of the office. And the coach kind of chases after him and he's like, yo, do you feel like God told you to come and tell me that? And the old man's like, yeah, I did. The coach goes, I'm going to be honest, like I have been struggling, but I've still been praying. Just life's been really hard, basically. And then the old man says, there's this story about two farmers, and both of these farmers desperately needed rain. And they both prayed for rain, but only one of the farmers went out to his fields and prepared them to receive it. And then he asks, which of these farmers do you believe trusted God enough to bring the rain? And the coach responds, he's like, well, obviously the guy who prepared his fields. And the old man is like, well, which farmer are you? And he says, God will send the rain when he's ready. You just need to go and prepare your fields to receive it. And then he just turns around and walks away. And this scene was always pretty profound for me because I know for myself and likely maybe some of you guys, there's a lot of times where we want things or we pray for things, but we haven't yet prepared our lives or prepared ourselves and our character enough to actually receive the things that we're praying for. Because I think if we receive the things that we pray for before we are the version of ourselves that is capable of having it, it can honestly just cause a lot of harm to ourselves or to others. So for example, with trading last year, I was working really hard and I finally found this success trading. God allowed me to have this blessing, but I was not yet the person who was a good steward, who was capable and responsible enough of maintaining this level of success. And honestly, I probably just wasn't a person who even deserved it. And it ended up causing a lot of struggle, a lot of hardship, to where now God just completely took it away. So now that I'm kind of rebuilding, instead of just focusing on the wanting and the praying for this money back, preparing my fields for rain and becoming the type of person who, when God does choose to bless me with this money again, that I'm not going to be a person who's wasting it on a bunch of crap, who's overspending, who's over leveraging, over risking. And then perhaps once I do become that version of myself, then the blessings will come in. And this also applies to other things too. Relationships. If you're not the type of person who is capable of being a good partner, why would he give you a relationship or allow you to keep your relationship if you have not demonstrated that you are prepared to be a good steward of it? Why would God bless you with children if you have not become the type of person who is selfless enough to be a good parent? Why would God allow you to get that promotion if you aren't capable of being grateful for the job that you currently have? So with that being said, prepare your fields to receive the rain that you're praying for. Trust that it's coming. Prepare your life and yourself to receive it by becoming the person who is going to responsibly manage it and the person who actually deserves it.